right, good evening, and welcome back to football, and it's good to be back. Weren't sure if we were going to be back, but here we are, and we're going to start the season tonight. Usually start in September, but it's October, but we're ready to go, and we have a perfect evening this evening here in Gonzales at Spartan Stadium, home of the East Ascension High School Spartans. They have their season opener tonight, and they will be taking on the Northwest High School Raiders. This is the first game for both teams. They played last year for homecoming at Spartan Stadium, and East Ascension won that game by a score of 41-8. You might be able to see right now at midfield, we are recognizing the senior players and cheerleaders and all of the senior players and so forth from East Ascension High School. Opening game for both teams, as we said, Darnell Lee, the coach, one more year for East Ascension, and he's really turned the program around. He's 33-15 at East Ascension, and previously he was at Northwest. He's 48-32 overall, and that's one of the reasons why you see Northwest out here on the schedule for the last 2 years. This is Darnell Lee's old high school where he coached before he came back to East Ascension. Northwest, they're coached by Chris Edwards, and he is in his 7th year, and they will be the visiting team tonight wearing their white jerseys with black pants, black numbers, black helmets with silver numbers on the helmets. You can see them coming in from the top right-hand corner of your screen right now. So it ought to be a good game tonight, and again, we're glad to have football back on our plates. Even if this is technically October, it's still good to come back to football. And so we'll have some action for you coming up in just a little while. But first, we're going to take a short break, and then we'll get back and get ready for the national anthem and the opening kickoff. So we'll take a break, and we'll be right back on the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Monica Arnold to talk about EATEL's local sports coverage. We've upgraded our production gear to bring you coverage of all the best games. In addition to multiple replays on Channel 4, we have a Vimeo channel so you can download your family's glory days. As you know, the rivalries around here are serious, and EATEL is proud to bring you exclusive coverage. And it's more than just football, it's basketball, baseball, and a little bit of everything. Catch your favorite team on the EATEL Game of the Week, exclusively on Channel 4 and Vimeo.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
Pico Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Pico proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Pico Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
EATEL Business empowered us to do more. Since 1957, Holmes Building Materials has provided lumber and building materials for the greater Baton Rouge area. We pride ourselves on customer service in the residential, commercial, and industrial sectors. We run over 25 trucks a day. The software system that we use is internet-based, so we always have to be up and running. Having consistency is the biggest thing that we can ask for, and EATEL helps provide us for that. If you're looking for great customer service, high-speed internet at an affordable price, I would highly recommend EATEL.
And we're back. Jeff Porsche with you for the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week. And there's about 5 minutes left to go on the clock before we start this game. And our game of the week, East Ascension, the Spartans will be taking on the Northwest High School Raiders. So we are expecting the national anthem and the players to come out onto the field shortly. So it's just about time for some football. You see Coach Lee and the Spartans ready to go. They're expecting big things from this team again this season. They've been the top team in Ascension Parish the last couple of years, and they are looking to keep a hold of that title this season. They're going to have some stiff competition from Santa Ma and Dutchtown, of course. And, of course, in district play, they'll have a tough challenge from Catholic as well, the defending district champions. But they're ready for the challenge, and you see them on the field. You can see Northwest on the other sideline, and they are ready to go as well. Northwest, you can see they don't have as many players as East Ascension. They are a 3A school from around the Opelousas area. They play in District 5 3A, and their district consists of Pine Prairie, Church Point, Mamou, Iota, and Ville Platte. I believe we're getting ready for the prayer and the national anthem, so we'll listen up for that. So the national anthem performed by the East Ascension High School Band. And I believe we are getting ready for the captains to head out onto the field. Looks like one captain here ready to go tonight for East Ascension. That appears to be number 1, Jordan Goodlow. And the one captain on the other side, number 75, Nick Valere. He is an senior offensive lineman, defensive lineman, and you can see it's a little bit unusual with this whole COVID thing going on with the masked officials. The two captains don't shake hands, don't get too close to each other, and the officials are going to get ready for the coin toss. This is what it's like here in the COVID world, I suppose. So Northwest will call, and we'll see what happens. It's a bit awkward being so far away. So Northwest has won the toss, and they will receive. So they will get the ball first to start the game. So that means we'll see the East Ascension defense first. And so we'll tell you about them in a moment, and we also tell you about the Northwest offense. But first, let's get to the opening kickoff. And that's going to be number 85, Logan Kern. You can see him setting up at the 40. So East Ascension will be going from left to right to start this game. And there you see a good shot of Logan Kern. So this has been one of the most anticipated football seasons just because we've had to wait longer for it than any other season that I've known of. And technically this is week 3. We're playing an 8-game schedule this season. The first 2 games are not part of the schedule. You may recall last year, which was year 1 of the 2-year rotation, that last year the opening game for East Ascension was against Zachary High School, but that game no longer on the schedule. And so this is now the opening game of the season. It was the homecoming game last year. This year the homecoming game will be week 3, 2 weeks from now against St. Charles. So we're ready to go. Kern appears to be ready. Northwest ready to receive. Number 2, Joseph Chasson, is back deep for the Raiders. And Kern kicks it short. It's going to bounce, and it'll be taken at the 20-yard line and to the 26-yard line. Devin Davis, senior athlete for the Northwest Raiders, takes it, and decent field position to begin the game for the Raiders. Starting lineup for Northwest High School on offense at quarterback, you'll see number 1, John Jolivet. He'll be the quarterback. At running back, you have number 19, Jarlin Richard, and an H-back, Bryce Offord May, number 45. And we'll get to the rest of the lineup soon. They're lining up out of the shotgun, 1st and 10. High snap, and a little bit of confusion, and it's going to be a loss on the play. Several East Ascension Spartans there on the tackle, but you could see a mix-up there as the quarterback and running back kind of collide. Wide receivers for Northwest. Wide receiver number 20, Miles Sam, and number 10, Keyshawn Lazard, and Devin Davis, wide receiver number 4. Offensive line, tackles James Thomas, Wesley Moore, guards Nick Valere, Traylon Patterson, and the center is Haywood Gallion. They're going to say a loss of 2 on the play, 2nd and 12 for the Raiders. We're just beginning this game, no score. Man in motion, he gets it on the handoff on the sweep, and that doesn't go anywhere, loses more yards, and that's Devin Davis on the carry. But the Spartans not fooled. Good pressure from the defensive line, and they have a big defense right there, and you can see the tackles made by a couple of guys, including number 99, Ashton Milton. He's a big guy. You see him there at the nose tackle position. We'll talk about the East Ascension defense in a little while, but it's 3rd and long. EA defense trying to get a 3 and out. It's 3rd and 15. They're at the 22, need to get to the 37 for a first down. 10:15 left to go in the opening quarter. And we have a whistle and a flag, but I believe a timeout has been called. I believe they were about to get a delay of game, so they called the timeout. And so we'll take this opportunity to talk about the East Ascension Spartan defense. And so let's talk about their starters. And for the Spartans at the line, defensive ends, number 42, Jarrell Boykins, number 52, Martez Scott, nose guard, 99, Ashton Milton. We talked about him a moment ago. Linebackers, Brendan Ragusa, Blake Thompson, Marcellus Taylor, and Riante Jones. And then in the secondary, cornerbacks, Amari Mitz, Chase Bouvet, and then the strong safety, number 3, Cale Babin, and free safety, number 4, Antoine Foster. So far, they've done a good job here in the opening drive. Start out with a 1-yard loss, followed by a 4-yard loss, and it brings up 3rd down and 15. Northwest still talking it over with their coaches. You can see them on the far side over there. As I said, 10:07 now left to go in this opening quarter. If you missed the beginning of the game, Northwest won the toss, chose to receive. East Ascension kicked off, and this is the opening drive. So far, no positive yardage for the Northwest High School Raiders. You expect some sloppy play here in their opening game. Not much time to practice beyond just regular team-by-team practices. And another loss on the play as a tackle made by Cale Babin on a pass to Keyshawn Lazard. And so that's going to be another 2-yard loss. You see Lazard with the catch, but Babin read it. And number 45 trying to block. That's Alfred May, but could not get his hands on Babin, and Babin with the tackle. They're going to say a 1-yard loss. So 3 negative plays for Northwest. So impressive start by the EA defense. 4th and 16, and it's a punting situation. Looks like Lazard, number 10, who caught the pass, is the punter. And he gets it away. It's a decent punt. Past midfield. Good bounce. And it's going to go out of bounds at about the 38-yard line. So good job by the punter, Keyshawn Lazard. And so East Ascension starts on the northwest side of the field, 1st down and 10. And we'll get to their starting lineups after this first play. We will mention new quarterback this season, number 8. Troy Dunn is the quarterback for the Spartans. They've had good quarterback play over the last couple of years, and we'll see if Troy Dunn, the junior quarterback, number 8, will be able to handle the duties this season. Officials talking it over. We have a whistle. East Ascension setting up with a 4-receiver, 1-back offense. And now we're going to change the running backs. I believe talking to Coach Lee about that. Number 22, Walter Samuel, comes into the game. Originally, it looked like number 2 was the back that was going to come out and start, Kendall Washington. But now he goes to the bench. And so Washington is replaced by Samuel. Walter Samuel, the sophomore running back, he is listed as a starter on our depth chart. 1st down, Dunn looking deep. He's got a receiver, and it is incomplete. And it was in the hands of Neville Chopin, but he could not come up with it. And so the incomplete pass, it'll bring up 2nd down and 10. As you see on the replay, Chopin got his hands on it, could have come up with that, but did not. And so we can take a look at the offensive starters right now for East Ascension. Dunn at quarterback, Walter Samuel, the running back. The receivers, Jordan Goodlow, Jaquel Mack, and Sean Harris. Also Neville Chopin at wide receiver. And the line, Jefferson, Jackson, Soniad, Banks, and Richardson. As on 2nd down, the handoff to Samuel right up the middle, and he gets about 7 yards up to the 46-yard line. So good gain on 2nd down, as you can see on the replay right there. Good blocking up the middle, good cut to the left, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Spartans. And on 3rd and 3, we have a whistle, and this play is going to be blown dead. Maybe pushing the Spartans back. That's what it looks like. Illegal procedure is the call, so that'll move the ball back to the 41. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 8. For Northwest High School, their starters on defense. At the defensive line, Leonard Jean, Curtis Dean, and Justin Fontenot. At linebackers, Trevion Lazard, Tyrone Small, Mitchell Collins, Jordan Fontenot. Cornerbacks, Joseph Chasson, Faison Eagland, and at safeties, Kenyon Ragland and Delvin Poole. Now on third down, pressure, and the pass is overthrown as he was facing the pressure from the blind side from number 13 for the Raiders, and that's Delvin Poole, strong safety, coming with the safety blitz on that play. And so a 3-and-out for the Spartans on their opening drive. Penalty kind of hurt them right there and not able to convert. And now the punter will come in. Punter Brian Tellez. And it's a short punt and kind of a sideways bounce. And now it takes a northwest bounce, and it's rolled dead at about the 35-yard line. So decent field position for Northwest on their second drive of the game with 7:51 left to go in the first quarter. And we'd like to take this time to let you know that the athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Piku Brothers Supply and Donaldsonville Glass and Body for their support of the EA Sports Medicine program. So almost halfway through this first quarter. 2 drives, 1 for each team, both resulting in a 3-and-out. So this is Northwest's second drive. They're led by quarterback number 1, Joe Levette. And he's working out of the shotgun. So on first down, there's the handoff. And again, not positive yardage as running back is wrapped up by Marcellus Taylor, number 54, in the backfield. And so still no positive yards, as you see on the carry, number 19, Jarlin Richard, but nowhere to go, and it's a 1-yard loss. It's going to be second down and 11, maybe second down and 12. It's a long 11. So still no positive yardage on any plays so far for the Raiders. Second and 11. Shotgun, snap, pressure, and incomplete. Good pressure, trying to get it to Jarlin Richard, but the pressure made him hurry, and the flag comes down as the pass is incomplete. And you can see the pressure, and that may be a hold on number 42, Jarrell Boykins, as he just blew through the backfield, and that penalty will be declined. And so it's third down. You could see as Boykins blew past his blocker, all he could do was try to grab him from behind and try to keep him from getting to the quarterback, and that's going to be called every time. And so the penalty is declined. And so it's third down and a long 11, maybe 12 yards. Still no positive yardage for the Raiders. They've already used 1 timeout. There's 6:54 left to go in the first quarter. Shotgun formation, 3 receivers, 2 backs in the backfield, man in motion, and the quarterback's going to keep it, and he's got nowhere to go, and he's going to be dropped for another loss. Just met by a ton of Spartans, and you can see down there at the bottom of the pile, number 62. So we'll credit him for the tackle for the Spartans. Number 62, Kevin Gray, junior offensive lineman, playing on the defensive line on that play right there. And so fourth down and 16, make it 15. So the only play that didn't go for negative yardage is the incomplete pass. So far, 6 offensive plays for the Raiders. Lazard to punt again. Cale Babin is back for the Spartans to receive. And they're kicking it away from him, and another good kick, and it bounces and rolls down to the 35-yard line. So a good job of keeping it away from Babin. Babin can do a lot of stuff with the return game, as you've seen in the last couple of years. But nothing doing right there. And so East Ascension will get their second drive of the day, and a 3 and out on the first drive. So we'll wait and see as the quarterback, Troy Dunn, will take his Spartans out in just a moment. They're talking it over with Coach Darnell Lee right now. Maybe in the hydration break, I believe. And so maybe we can take this opportunity to talk about district play this year for East Ascension. East Ascension is in District 5A, and as you know, district hasn't really changed this year. East Ascension, Dutchtown, and Santa Ma, all the teams from Ascension Parish, and of course playing with the teams from East Baton Rouge Parish, Catholic High, McKinley, and Woodlawn. And so that has not changed, same thing that they always have. And we'll talk about some of the games for week one in a moment. But first, let's get to the action as it's 1st and 10 for the East Ascension Spartans. I believe we're just about ready to go here. Play clock has not yet started. Three receivers and one back. Samuel in the backfield. And there's Samuel, and a first down to midfield and into Raider territory at the 46-yard line. So great play, great blocking on the right side. And so 1st and 10 now for the Spartans, first positive yardage of the day. And you can see nice cut there and getting some extra yardage. We actually have a new quarterback in the game at the moment as Dunn has been replaced by number 7, Cullen Wheat. So we'll see what Wheat can do at quarterback in his drive. So Wheat takes a snap, and he gives it again to Samuel, and he's got tons of room and another first down. Nice spin move, and he's going to keep on going inside the 20-yard line. Let's see where they mark him out of bounds. It looks like they're going to mark him back at the 27-yard line, but you can see just nice, nifty running there and good moves, good spin move, and a first down for the East Ascension Spartans. And now they have things going for the first time tonight with 5:07 left to go in the first quarter. Now on first down, Samuel gets it again, and he gets ahead for about 5 yards, maybe 6. And so good hard running again by the tailback Samuel, as you can see him getting through the defensive line and carrying a guy through. And he's going to take a seat on the bench and get a breather, and he's going to be replaced by Kendall Washington, number 2. So Wheat now in a quarterback, Washington in the backfield, and they're going to give it on the end around, and he's got plenty of room. He's to the 10, and he's going to score. Touchdown, Jordan Goodlow, and East Ascension gets on the board first. You see Jordan Goodlow in the end around, and he got to the edge, and after that nobody was going to touch him. Goes 23 yards untouched for the touchdown, and it's 6-0. We're going to get a celebration penalty. What kind of penalty do we have here? It looks like the offense is still on the field. Maybe calling a hold downfield as I see the ball marked at the 19-yard line. I must have missed that. So a holding penalty or legal use of hands penalty downfield negates the touchdown for now. And it's going to be second down short at the 19, and we have a miscommunication on the snap. Wow, that could be a big play there. A big penalty could cost them right there as the snap. A little confusion, and Wheat has the fall on it back at the 20, so now it's 3rd down and 2. So the touchdown is negated, and it's really a shame because Goodlow is going to score untouched. Did not see the penalty in question. but it's going to be third down and short. And Wheat, a little trouble, a little bit indecisive, and he's sacked by number 5, Trevion Lazard. Looked like he wasn't sure what to do there after he got the snap. You're going to see he gets the snap, and then he's looking left, and then all of a sudden he's not sure what to do, goes right, and is brought down by Lazard for a 8-yard sack. And so that's going to bring up fourth down and 10, and this possibly is going to be a situation where East Ascension is going to go for it. Clock running, 3:03 left to go. East Ascension scored a touchdown on this drive on a end around by Goodlow, but it was taken back by a holding penalty. Now fourth down, and Wheat looking around again, and he gets free, throws a pass, and it is caught at the 15-yard line, and that should be enough for a first down. Nice catch, nice sliding catch made by Jaquel Mack. And so Wheat looked a little nervous again, but he was able to step up in the pocket, evade the pressure, and then completed the pass. Nice sliding catch on the ground by Mack. Gets the first down, and the drive stays alive at the 15-yard line. Really got to give some credit to Mack there with the reception. Now first down, Weeks going to keep it, and he's going to get a couple of yards, but he's tackled quickly. Taken down by number 16, Jaden Fontenot. Looked like a quarterback keeper all the way. Fontenot was able to make the tackle after a short gain. I'm going to call it 1 yard. Second down and 9 with 2:04 left to go in the first quarter. Very quick moving first quarter. Second and 9, shotgun. And Wheat looking around, throws the pass, sliding catch made by Goodlow, short of a first down by about a yard. But good positive yardage there for the quarterback Wheat. As you see the sliding catch made by Goodlow at about the 7-yard line. So it's third down. We're going to call it 2. It's a short 2. East Ascension in the red zone trying to score points. Looked like they had scored earlier on a Goodlow end around, but a penalty took it back. And on third and short, there's Washington. He's going to walk in the end zone. No flags. And so East Ascension gets on the board on a 7-yard run by number 2, Kendall Washington. Great blocking right up the middle. And you see big number 75 right there with the blocks, Javon Richardson. He's a senior right tackle. Offensive line did a good job that entire series. Big holes for the running backs to run through. Couple of completions for Wheat, and so a nice all-around drive and able to recover from the penalty that took away the touchdown. So Kern will kick off, or excuse me, will kick the extra point. We have a flag. Looks like we're going to change the ball. Legal substitution. So legal substitution on the Raiders, and so that'll move the ball ahead, except they decline it, so they'll just go for the extra point from right there at the 10. So Kern will try to convert with 1:02 left to go in the first quarter. And the kick is up. And it's good. 7-0. Spartans take the lead with 1:02 left to go in the first quarter. And we'll take a break. As you see the extra point, we'll take a break after that. And you're watching the high school football game of the week.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
And back to the action. And Kern will kick off, and it's another short kick at about the 18-yard line. And trying the right side is number 2, Joseph Chesson, a senior cornerback wide receiver. We have an injury on the play, number 45 in the middle of the field down. That's Bryce Offord May. He's a halfback and linebacker for Northwest. And so they're going to take a look at him. And so while they take a look at him, we can take another break right here. Our score 7-0. East Ascension ahead of Northwest with 54 seconds left. So we'll take a break. You're watching the high school football game of the week.
Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
And welcome back, and some injury timeout right here. And so while they look at Bryce Offord May for the Northwest Raiders, we'll take a look at what the schedule looks like this week for District 5-5A. And as you see, our game, Northwest versus East Ascension. The other game with Coach Swack over in Sanamaw will be Denham Springs against Sanamaw. That should be a pretty emotional game, especially for Denham Springs. Dutchtown, they start their season on the road. They go to Covington. U-High and Catholic, that should be a really good game. Riverside taking on Woodlawn. McKinley and Southern Lab played last night. Southern Lab with the victory, so McKinley starts out their season 0-1. And so they're taking Offord May off the field. That would be a big loss because he's a two-way starter. And it looks like he's not doing well out there, and so we definitely wish him the best. But he's a big part of their offense as a running back, the H-back, and he gets a lot of action at linebacker as well for the Raiders. So far, first quarter, all East Ascension with 54 seconds left to go in the first quarter. Northwest has run 6 plays so far, and it's 2 consecutive 3-and-outs and still no positive yardage. The 5 negative plays and an incompletion. East Ascension had a 3-and-out in their opening drive, but then in the second drive took it downfield and scored a touchdown. Kendall Washington with the run. So third drive for Northwest, and the quarterback rolls out, has some time, and there's a positive gain. Pass is complete to number 20, Miles Sam. He's a senior wide receiver. Well-designed play and a nice move by Sam as he gets past number 5, Riante Jones, one of the middle linebackers for the Spartans. And so about an 8-yard gain on the play. Ball at the 37-yard line. Need to get to the 39 for a first down. Approaching the end of the first quarter, 15 seconds right now. They do have to run this play. 2nd and 2. Quarterback rolls out the other direction. Deep pass downfield. Well thrown, but way overthrown. It's a nice pass. Pass incomplete, though. intended for Lazard, and that's the final play of the first quarter. So the first quarter is now over. As you see, the pass well thrown downfield, but you can see overthrown by at least 10 yards. So at the end of the first quarter, it's 7-0 East Ascension with the lead, and we'll take another break. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank
Eustis Mortgage,
SKR Construction Corporation, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Pico Builder Supply, Donaldsonville Glass and Body for their support of the EA Sports Medicine Program.
So the second quarter about to begin. East Ascension with the lead. We're here at Spartan Stadium. Jeff Porsche with you. East Ascension versus Northwest. Game 1 of the 2020 high school football season finally underway, and a good first quarter for the Spartans as defense looks good. Only one positive play so far in the first quarter, and a touchdown from Kendall Washington gave them the lead late in the first quarter. Our score 7-0. Defense looks good. Good pressure. Good tackling. The offense, some good blocking by the offensive line, making big holes for the running backs, Samuel and Washington, and a couple of completions from Wheat, and that's where we are right now as Northwest opens the second quarter with a 3rd down and 2, trying to avoid their third consecutive 3rd and out, 3 and out, and they just made it harder on themselves because they're going to get called for a false start right here. So they turn a 3rd and 2 to a 3rd and 7, so kind of shooting themselves in the foot right there. So that happened to East Ascension on their opening drive. They turned a 3rd and 2 into a 3rd and 7 and then could not convert. If they would not convert, then that would be 3 consecutive 3 and outs to start the season for the Spartans defense. Quarterback John Jolivet, he's completed a couple of passes so far. Four receivers, one back. Jolivet looking to throw again. He's looking to his left. Now sets up the short pass, and it's nearly intercepted. 47, Ragusa. Brenton Ragusa, the senior, almost came up with the pick. Could not, though, and so that'll bring up a 4th down. So 3 consecutive 3 and outs for Northwest, and Cale Babin will go back to receive the punt from Keshawn Lazard. Lazard has gotten off a couple of good punts that Babin has not been able to receive. Now it looks like they may be going for it. Now they set up in the punt formation, and the play clock ran out, so I believe this will be a delay of game. So, yes, it's a delay of game. It looked like initially they were going to go for it on 4th down as Jolivet, the up back, got into the shotgun formation, and Lazard, who is a receiver for Northwest, set up in kind of a halfback position, but now they've decided to punt as they lose 5 more yards. And so a line drive punt, and again they kick it away from Babin, and he's not going to get a chance. This one not as good as the other punts, but it's going to roll dead at the 41-yard line. So that's actually the best field position so far tonight for East Ascension. And so big question right here for the 3rd drive, who comes out at quarterback for the Spartans? First drive was Troy Dunn, junior quarterback. Then he was replaced by Cullen Wheat. another junior quarterback. And it looks like Dunn is back on the field, number 8, for this drive. And so he is. See Chopin lined up on the left. So Dunn in at quarterback, takes a snap. Handoff up the middle and immediate contact, and running back goes down after no gain. You see very quickly an immediate hit, and so that run is going to go for a yard. Looked like Keandre Johnson was the running back on that play. And he gets it again. Or make that time it's not Johnson. Let me just check the number there. Tough to see. So that's number 6 on the carry. Devion Johnson, senior running back. So he gets 2 carries for about 3 yards. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 6. And so Dunn takes it. He's rolling out, and he may decide to run, and he takes it around the corner. Gets near a 1st down, but he's going to be short by about 2 yards. He gets to the 49-yard line. Looks like he was looking, but decided to turn the corner. He's able to turn the corner, but contact before he gets to midfield, and so it's going to be short of a 1st down, and it's going to bring up 4th down and 2, and it looks like, as we see the offense still on the field, looks like they're going to go for it. You see Samuel in the backfield. Maybe trying to draw him off sides right here. Let's see what they do. There, and the left defensive end, you can see him stepped up, and they were able to draw Northwest offside, so they do get the 1st down. Just like that. So a 5-yard penalty and an automatic 1st down for East Ascension, so they get it the easy way. And so that run on 3rd down by Troy Dunn was enough to get them to a position where they could get it on the penalty. Same lineup again, Dunn and Samuel. And this time Dunn keeps it to the right. He's looking downfield and tosses it complete to Samuel. And he's got lots of room to run. He's down to the 20 and he steps out. So nice little dump pass to Samuel, who snuck out of the backfield. And so just a good pitch and catch right there. And you see the results. A long gain for a 1st down to the 16-yard line. So a 30-yard gain on the play. 30 yards on the pass from Troy Dunn to Walter Samuel. 9:09 left to go in the 1st half. Again, our score, East Ascension 7, Northwest 0. So Dunn stays in the backfield at quarterback, and he gives it to Samuel. Spin move, cuts outside, nice moves down inside the 5, and another 1st down. It'll be 1st and goal at the 4. Nice moves by Samuel. As you see, good balance, good running, good instinct, finding the hole, and 1st and goal. Looks like the ball's at about the 3-yard line, so East Ascension trying to get up by 2 scores here early in the 2nd quarter as we approach the 8.5-minute mark. So Dunn with the handoff to Samuel, and he gets in easily, and another easy touchdown for the Spartans, and it's 13-0 with 8:20 left to go. And again, doesn't get much easier than that as he just walks into the end zone. And 6 more. So the initial drive, a 3-and-out for the Spartans, but the next 2 drives result in touchdowns. And East Ascension looking good with the 13-0 lead. They have dominated this game on both sides of the ball so far. Kern in to kick the extra point. It is good. So our score 14-0, and with the new score, we will take a break and come back with more action in a moment. You're watching the high school football game of the week.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
$14-0 our score. East Ascension with the lead, scoring on their last 2 drives, touchdowns, one by Washington, one by Samuel. And so Kern getting ready to kick off for the 3rd time tonight. They've been short so far, and it's short again, and it bounces. It's picked up. And a little bit of room to run to the 30. That's Chasson, number 2, with the return. So Northwest should get pretty good field position just past the 30. As you see Chasson taken out just past the 30 at the 31-yard line. Kickoffs have been short here by Logan Kern. All have been around the 20-yard line. But East Ascension's special teams on defense doing a good job keeping the Raiders from getting outstanding field position so far. Joe Levette still in at quarterback number 1 for Northwest. And he hands it off, and another big loss. As that time, number 54, Marcellus Taylor with the takedown. On number 19, Jarlin Richard, not a chance. And so another loss. So far, I believe 1 positive play on offense for Northwest, and that was a 7-yard pass completion. That's a loss of 2, so it's 2nd down and 12. 7.5 minutes left to go before halftime. 14-0, East Ascension with the lead. Joe Levette. And no gain on that play. So the quarterback keeper doesn't fool anybody as he's trying to keep it on the right side, but you can see the pressure that the East Ascension defense is giving, and I believe that's Antoine Foster in on the tackle number 4, and it's going to be another loss of a yard, so another negative play for Northwest, and now it's 3rd down and 13. Northwest is a 3A school taking on a 5A school, East Ascension, so they already had a kind of an uphill battle, and they are just not performing well so far here tonight. So now Joe Levette takes a snap, and the pass is complete, and 1 broken tackle, but the receiver, Richard, slips down and falls before he can get anything near a 1st down, as he did a nice move cutting inside, but then he slips down past the 31-yard line, gets about the 33 before he's down, and that's a gain of about 4 And so it's going to bring up fourth down and about 9. And so another punting situation, another 3 and out. And we have a whistle, and this is going to be another hydration break. So we'll take the break with them. 14-0 is our score, and we'll be back. You're watching the high school football game of the week.
The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank
Eustace Mortgage,
SKR Construction Corporation, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Pico Builder Supply, Donaldsonville Glass and Body for their support of the EA Sports Medicine Program.
And we're back from the hydration break. 5:58 left to go in the second quarter. 14-0 is our score. The athletic training staff at East Ascension High School would like to thank Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, SKR Constructions Corporation, and Eustace Mortgage for their support of the EA Sports Medicine Program. So another 3 and out. That's 4 in a row for the Northwest Raiders offense. Great job by the EA defense so far, keeping them down. Punt. And another nice punt, but this one actually gets to Babin, and he has to call for a fair catch. So, beautiful punt. Fair catch called at the 38-yard line. That's about the same spot that East Ascension started all of their drives on so far here tonight, somewhere between the 35 and 45-yard lines. So, again, we're in week 1 of the season. I know this is usually about the time when we're at week 3 or week 4, but we had to wait for COVID restrictions and getting permission to play, but we're ready to play. And next we'll talk about the games that are going to happen next week. But first we're going to get to this drive, and it looks like Wheat in at quarterback this time. And the end around, and that's going to be a loss as the receiver, number 13, Javier Jupiter, on the carry, loses about 3 yards. So it's make it about 5 yards back to the 33-yard line. Our schedule next week, the games that are going to be happening around 5A, Dutchtown's going to go to Houma and play Vanderbilt. East Ascension's going to go to New Orleans and play Warren Easton. The EATEL game of the week, Sophie B. Wright versus Sanamaw. Carr at Catholic, McKinley at Estruma, and Woodlawn will be taking on Livonia. 2nd and 15, Wheat looking around and then throws a pass over the head of Chopin, and so that goes incomplete. As you could see, the Sophie Wright versus Sanamaw game will be the game of the week next week for EATEL. Originally on the schedule, Woodlawn and East Ascension, Warren Easton and East Ascension was on the schedule, but that will not be one of the games of the week next week. Game will be played in New Orleans. So right now, next week, there will be the one football game as the game of the week. And on second down, pass will be incomplete as Wheat tries to get it on the screen to Kendall Washington, but it falls incomplete. And so that'll bring up a fourth down. So a 3 and out there, negative yardage for the Spartans after 2 consecutive touchdown drives. So Tellez will come in to punt. And we have a whistle. And it appears that Northwest will call a timeout. So Northwest calls a timeout with 4:53 left to go in the second quarter. And we'll take another break. 14-0 is our score. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Pico Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Pico proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Pico Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
Back to the action. Jeff Porsche here at Spartan Stadium. 14-0 is our score. Northwest calling their second timeout. They only have one remaining, as you can see on the graphic there. East Ascension still has all three timeouts left to call. So Tellez will come in to punt. Davis and Chasson are back to receive the punt. Nice punt. And an East Ascension bounce past the 30, past the 25. It's going to roll dead at the 23. So beautiful punt by number 80, Brian Tellez. And actually, Northwest kind of fortunate that they didn't call a block in the back there, as you might have seen as the ball landed. So 1st and 10 at the 23, and again, no first downs for Northwest on offense. This game being dominated by the East Ascension defense. Only a couple of positive plays, couple of positive pass plays so far, but the East Ascension defensive line just blowing up the O-line for Northwest, and good penetration, and they're in the backfield on every play, causing all kinds of havoc. 1st and 10, Joe Levette, quarterback, rolling out and throws a pass, incomplete, just a little bit low of the intended receiver, Keyshawn Lazard. Would have been in a completion for a first down, but pass a little bit short. You see the pressure there by 47. That's Ragusa. Made him kind of hurry and throw a little bit off target. As the clock stops now, 4:29 left to go in the second quarter. Joe Levette's had a little bit of time to throw occasionally, but just has not been on target very often. He has completed, I believe, 3 passes so far tonight. 2nd down, Joe Levette will roll out again. He's got time, throws a pass, and it's complete this time. And there's the first down of the night for the Raiders, as Lazard with the nice catch and a nice pass from Joe Levette up to the 38-yard line. So you see he steps up, throws a pass, nice zip on the ball, nice catch by Lazard. That's his nicest pass of the night, and that's the first down of the night so far for Northwest. So Northwest with a little bit of momentum here for the first time this evening. Their best play on offense so far. And now Joe Levette's going to keep it, and he's got room to run. He's got another first down. He's to midfield. Joe Levette's a good athlete, and he gets past midfield. He's got good speed, found the hole, and just ran right through it. Gets past midfield, down to the 49, and so for the first time tonight, Northwest is in East Ascension territory with 3:42 left to go before halftime. You see 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, 1 man in the backfield. And on first down, Joe Levette looking deep again, and just behind his receiver. That one was pretty far off from his intended receiver, Lazard. Lazard, his main target on this drive, but you can see just way behind him by a couple of yards. So off target there, and an incompletion. Could have been enough for a first down if he would have been on target. So East Ascension catches a break on the errant pass. And that'll stop the clock at 3:20. Now we have split receivers left and right. Oh, just past midfield, 2nd and 10. Jolivet looking around. They're setting up the screen. It's caught. It's a little bit high and it kind of slows that down, and the ball is loose. Will they call him down? Pass is complete for a 1-yard gain. But you see the pass was high, and then it looked like the ball was knocked free, but it looks like it was recovered by the Raiders. Catch made by Chauncey Robertson. Backup running back. So a 2-yard gain will bring up 3rd down and 8, and the clock still running at 2:36 left to go. We're still in the second quarter. 14-0 is our score, East Ascension. Shotgun, 5 receivers, empty backfield. Pass is it picked? It may be picked. I believe they're going to say incomplete. Looked like the ball may have hit the turf. Number 5 right there, Viante Jones. It's still going to bring up a 4th down, so East Ascension will still get the ball back, but they'll probably get it back a lot further downfield. Interception would have had them in business past the 35-yard line. Now we see Babin setting up to receive the punt back around his 25-yard line. So Lazard to punt again. Good pressure, but he gets it away. Fair catch called at the 26. And so 2:06 left to go before halftime. So East Ascension will get the ball one more time with Troy Dunn at quarterback on this drive. They've rotated. They've had 5 drives so far, and Dunn has had series 1, 3, and 5. And the backup quarterback, Wheat, has had series 2 and 4. Both quarterbacks have led the Spartans to touchdown drives. We'll see if they can operate the 2-minute offense right here. It's like Washington in the backfield with Dunn. So Dunn looking around, and he gets away but throws a pass, and it bounces to his intended receiver, Chopin. He was under pressure and was about to be wrestled down. We have a flag on the far side of the field, about the place where the tackle took place, where the quarterback was about to go down, excuse me. So the penalty will be called against the Spartans, so that'll back them up with 1:54. Ineligible player downfield, is that what they're calling, or is it just a loss of down? Okay, he may have gone past the line of scrimmage. He may have gone past the line of scrimmage. So that'll bring up 2nd down and 15. 1:54 still remaining before halftime. I'm sure Coach Lee just trying to find some rhythm and try to find the right quarterback right now, and so that's probably why he's rotating his quarterbacks, and it looks like they still need a little time. And on that's a beautiful pass right there. Beautiful pass caught by number 13, Jupiter. Look at that. That's a beautiful pass right there. Just had plenty of time and hit his receiver. Could have caught him in stride. May have been 6 points. Had to reach up for that reception, then fell backwards, but Jupiter with the nice catch. And so East Ascension in business, probably the nicest pass of the night so far, with 1:28 and counting. East Ascension still has all 3 timeouts. Pressure now, gets away. Now he throws downfield and incomplete, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. And that's That's Mack, excuse me. Jaquel Mack. Clock now stopped at 1:12. Still all 3 timeouts remaining. East Ascension will receive the second half kickoff, so this could be a situation where if they can get some points at the end of the second quarter and get the ball back in the third quarter, that could be a situation where they could put this game out of reach. 2nd and 10, play fake, quarterback rolling out, throws a pass, complete. No, it's dropped. No, it was caught, excuse me. It was caught by Babin, and a timeout has been called by East Ascension. We'll keep it here for this timeout as it's going to bring up 3rd down and 8. We'll take this time to look at the East Ascension football schedule for 2020. The game right here, their opening game against Northwest. And next week, they play at Warren Easton, and there was a lot of confusion about whether that game would be played in New Orleans or be played over here. It turns out that they're going to play in New Orleans, but I don't believe a lot of people are going to be allowed to go to that game because of the COVID restrictions. Then they get homecoming, St. Charles Catholic, and then the big showdown versus Catholic at home this season. Then for the rest of their schedule, they play on a Thursday night on the 29th at Dutchtown. Then they get a home game against Woodlawn. Then on the it's actually the 12th, not on the 13th, but the 12th, McKinley is a Thursday night game. And then on the 20th, they take on Sanoma. So that's their schedule this season. Of course, they lost the big game against Zachary, the opening game of the season, but they start the season tonight, and they're looking pretty good so far. So it's 3rd down and 8. One minute and 1 second left to go. And quarterback looking to his right, and it's nearly picked, and that would have been a pick 6. Boy, that was lucky there because Devin Davis read that one all along, and he made a jump. And you can see him making the jump right there, and he had all kinds of real estate. He would have scored easily on that play. So dodging a bullet right there. After the nice pass downfield to Jupiter, East Ascension can't go any further. And so they're going to have to punt, and they frankly are probably feeling fortunate that they can punt because they just nearly gave up a pick 6 with 54 seconds left to go in this first half. So 4th and 8. And Davis back to receive the punt. And a whistle. Delay a game, so they'll push it back 5 yards. Tella's in the punt, and he had a very nice punt the previous time that he had to do it. Davis is back at about his 20-yard line to receive. Gets it away. Nice punt again. And it bounces and it goes to the end zone. So a touchback with 44 seconds left to go. And now we'll see if Northwest tries to do anything. They only have 1 timeout left. East Ascension has 2 timeouts. So if East Ascension would use their 2 timeouts, they would likely get the ball back with not a lot of time. And with Northwest only having 1 timeout, you may see them try maybe one time to make something positive happen, but I'm not sure what they would do after that. But this is one of those situations where neither team really has a big advantage, where East Ascension for example, if East Ascension had all their timeouts and they can get a 3 and out, but they lost one of their timeouts on offense earlier, and really Northwest hadn't had a lot of positive yardage here, and a fumble, a miscommunication, and just it's almost like somebody's trying to tell me I'm wrong here, right? As you see the ball nearly recovered by the Spartans and nearly had a walk into the end zone, but recovered by Northwest offensive linemen. And so they're not even going to try to do anything here. They're just going to let the clock run out. We're at 7 seconds and probably fortunate just to get that ball back. And so the clock will run out. Nearly a disaster for Northwest and a big break for EA, but EA still has a good lead here, 14-0 at the half. And so we'll take a halftime break, and we'll be back for the second half. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Hi, I'm Monica Arnold to talk about EATEL's local sports coverage. We've upgraded our production gear to bring you coverage of all the best games. In addition to multiple replays on Channel 4, we have a Vimeo channel so you can download your family's glory days. As you know, the rivalries around here are serious, and EATEL is proud to bring you exclusive coverage. And it's more than just football, it's basketball, baseball, and a little bit of everything. Catch your favorite team on the EATEL Game of the Week, exclusively on Channel 4 and Vimeo.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
Piku Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Piku proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Piku Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
EATEL Business empowered us to do more. Since 1957, Holmes Building Materials has provided lumber and building materials for the greater Baton Rouge area. We pride ourselves on customer service in the residential, commercial, and industrial sectors. We run over 25 trucks a day. The software system that we use is internet-based, so we always have to be up and running. Having consistency is the biggest thing that we can ask for, and EATEL helps provide us for that. If you're looking for great customer service, high-speed internet at an affordable price, I would highly recommend EATEL.
Due to time constraints, we move ahead in the third quarter of the EATEL Game of the Week.
Second half about to begin here at Spartan Stadium. I'm Jeff Porsche, and we're here in Gonzales for East Ascension versus Northwest. And the second half about ready to begin. First half dominated by East Ascension, especially on defense. Offense has looked good and had 2 sustained drives, but they've also had a few problems here and there. But they've had enough to get a 14-0 lead, a pretty comfortable 14-0 lead considering the way that their defense is playing. Only, I believe, 1 and 2, or maybe 2 first downs in the entire first half for Northwest. And so East Ascension also getting the ball back to start the second half, so they have a chance to extend their lead. And if they can make it a 3-score game, even if it's early in the third quarter, that's going to be tough for a team like Northwest to overcome, especially considering the way they've played so far here tonight. And so you see the players going back to receive the kick, and you see Cale Babin, number 3, was headed back there. And you see basically 1, 2, and 3. Jordan Goodlow, Cale Babin, Kendall Washington back deep to receive the kick. And so second half is about to get underway. First time Northwest has kicked this evening. So their first kickoff is going to be short, and it's taken by Babin on a bounce at about the 16, and he's got a big hole, and he is through to the 39-yard line. Nice return, nice burst right up the middle by Cale Babin. Cale Babin played running back the last couple of years for the Spartans, but it looks like he's primarily a defensive player this season at the safety position. He's made a couple of plays there on safety, but he's still returning punts and kicks for the Spartans. In the backfield, we've seen mostly Samuel and Washington, and so you see Samuel coming into the game at running back on this opening drive of the second half. It looks like Wheat is in at quarterback on the opening drive of the second half, so it's going to be Wheat and Samuel in the backfield. So Wheat takes a snap, and there's a handoff, and good job of keeping him to a 1-yard gain. Tackle made by Marquise Tyler, senior linebacker for the Raiders. And you see him with the leg tackle and does not let him get free, and so he only gets a yard up to the 40-yard line. Samuel has had some big gains here tonight, but this time Northwest is able to contain him. So man in motion. This time it goes to Samuel again, and this time he's near a first down, and it looks like he's going to get it past midfield. So good job of leaning forward and finding enough of a hole to get the 9th and 10th yard of that gain just past midfield. They're going to say he was down at midfield, ball just hitting the midfield stripe when his knee went down. So you see Wheat calling the play. Now there's an empty backfield. And Washington loses it. And it's recovered by the Northwest Raiders. And so the handoff goes to Kendall Washington, but he loses it. Never really made full contact with the ball, and it just squirts away to the ground and right into the hands of a Northwest defender. And so Northwest gets their first turnover of the night and some of their best field position of the night as well. They did get some offensive momentum on their second to last drive of the first half. Their final drive almost ended in disaster with a fumbled handoff, and then they just took a knee the rest of the way. 10:37 left to go in the third quarter. So we have a whistle, and a timeout has been called. So a timeout called by Northwest, and so we'll take a break. Our score 14-0 East Ascension. You're watching the high school football game of the week.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
Back to the action here at Spartan Stadium. Jeff Porsche with you. The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Piku Brothers Builders Supply and Donaldsonville Glass and Body for their support of the EA Sports Medicine Program. And so Northwest takes their timeout right there, their first timeout of the second half. They used one early in the first half as well. Kind of unusual to see them spend a timeout before their first offensive play of the second half. Came after a turnover. East Ascension got the ball to start the second half, got a first down, but then a fumble by Washington recovered by the Raiders, and now they have a 1st and 10. So Jolivet at quarterback looking for it all, and he throws it behind his intended receiver who got past the coverage, but it was a little hot and a little bit behind Devin Davis, senior athlete for the Raiders. As you see, he just got past his man, and if a little bit of touch and a little bit on target, and that could have gone for a big gain, but ball falls incomplete. 2nd and 10 from the 48-yard line. 10:28 left to go in the third quarter. Northwest hasn't really threatened to score any points on offense so far tonight. The closest they came to points was a dropped interception that probably would have been a pick 6 in the second quarter. Now a quick pass, complete. Not enough for a first down. And the tackle made after a catch made by Landon Duplasham, number 6, wide receiver for the Spartans, tackled by number 28, Keandre Johnson. Gain of 7 on the play. It's 3rd down and 3. Might be thinking about 2 downs to get this right here. Going for it on 4th down, they don't convert right here. Shotgun snap. Quarterback keeps it, and he's dropped. And that's going to be a 4th down and long. And you see Jones with the tackle. And so 4th down and long after the 8-yard loss back to the 49-yard line. And they're going to call a penalty, and it's going to be brought forward as a personal foul called. And that's unfortunate. I believe the personal foul was called at the end of the play on the tackle of the quarterback. And so that gives Northwest new life. I heard the moans from the crowd, but I did not see the flag go down. But I believe the crowd knew right away what was being called. 4 receivers now, 1st and 10 from the 33. Shotgun, quick pass, complete to the left side, and picks up about 7 yards again. And that's Davis with the catch. And so 7 yards brings up 2nd down. So Northwest got new life with the penalty, the personal foul penalty. Now they get 7 yards on 1st down as they approach the red zone. Again, 4 receivers split, 1 back. Jolivet throws a quick pass again to the left side, and it's dropped. So Davis with the incompletion that time. Make that Lazard, number 10, excuse me. And so would have been enough for another 1st down, but the drop, and it's incomplete. 3rd down and 3 for Northwest. Again, a possible 2-down situation with 8:37 left to go here in the third quarter. Not sure what type of kicking game Northwest has, as they have not been in a situation to try any field goals yet, but still, this will be a pretty long one from this distance. Probably, again, 2-down territory. Looks like some confusion and a whistle, and they're going to have to spend another timeout. So they're going to call their 2nd timeout, and we'll take another break with Northwest knocking on the door. 14-0, they trail East Ascension. You're watching the high school football game of the week.
Eco Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, PICU proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at PICU Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
So Northwest has already called 2 timeouts here, not even 4 minutes into the second half, but they have their best chance to get some points here so far tonight. So they really got to take their chances right here. They need to come out with some points as they trail 14-0 and really haven't really flirted with the end zone so far here tonight. Their deepest penetration of the night so far. Jolivet with the snap and the screen set up, middle screen, and it is close to a first down. Caught by Davis. I think it is going to be right at the spot, maybe a yard short. And it's going to bring up a fourth down and a yard, and they got to be going for it right here, I would think. It's not do or die right here. We still have plenty of time left to go in the third quarter. But these chances haven't come very often here for Northwest. They got to get points every chance they get. So Jolivet from the shotgun. Wouldn't be surprised to see him keep it. No, he hands it, and it's a first down as Davis hands it, or gets the handoff right up the middle, and he gets about 7 yards. Thought maybe the quarterback might keep it right there. He did that earlier, but the handoff to Davis is plenty. And so now Northwest, for the first time tonight, is in the red zone. Northwest hanging in there, trying to take advantage of an East Ascension fumble early in this third quarter. Shotgun again, man in motion. And looking left, now he's going to throw deep after the pump fake. And it's up for grabs and incomplete. Lazard had his hands on it. Good coverage on defense. As you see, the ball knocked away. And so it's going to be 2nd down and 10 for Northwest with 7:10 left to go. So again, split receivers left and right. 2 on each side, 1 back in the backfield. That's Davis. Jolivet gives it to Davis, and that's a loss. And another flag. This time it's going to be a horse collar tackle probably called against Jones. That's the second time Jones has gotten somebody in the backfield on this drive, and the second time a penalty has been called. That's got to be a horse collar tackle. And again, you hate to see that because he's making good plays in the backfield, but tackling technique just not there. And so that's going to be another first down for Northwest. So we're looking at a 1st and goal right here. As you see on the replay, got in the backfield almost untouched, but just grabbed them and took them down by the horse collar. And it's actually not going to be enough for a first down, it looks like. As the chain gang has it marked 2nd down. And so it's going to be 2nd and 5. Call it 2nd and 4. Ball at the 13-yard line. Just have to get past the 10. Shotgun, Jolivet looking left. Quick pass. Caught for a first down. Caught by Davis. Devin Davis. You've seen his name called a lot here on this drive. So quick pass. Pick quick square to the sideline. And a good catch. Taken out of bounds by Babin. It's going to be 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Northwest scores here, they can make a game out of this. It's the only time they've been on this side of the field so far tonight. Jolivet looking to the middle of the end zone, and it's dropped, and that was 6 points right there. That's the second drop on this series by Lazard. And that was an easy 6 points. As the slant route comes in front of Babin and just could not keep his hands on it. And that stops the clock at 6:04. So probably going to get a hydration break after this next play. Second and goal. High snap, and he's in trouble. Throws a pass, and it's picked. Probably should have held on to that one as there was a disruption from the high snap. And so the interception. And who was it? It's the guy making redemption. Number 5, Riante Jones. You've seen a couple of tackles and a couple of penalties. The horse collar a few plays ago, and now he has the interception. He didn't do anything wrong on that play. He may have just saved the game for the Spartans with 5:50 left to go in the third quarter. Still plenty of time, but that's the first time that East Ascension has been threatened on defense, and they respond with no points and the interception. So we're at a hydration break, but we're going to keep it here, and we're going to take a look at the schedule again for the games that are taking place tonight here in the 5-5A district. And so the games, the opening night games for 5-5A, you have this game right here, Northwest at East Ascension. And one of the other EATEL games of the week is Denham Springs against Sanamaw, Dutchtown on the road at Covington, U-High is going to Catholic, Woodlawn versus Riverside, and last night Southern Lab with the victory over McKinley. And so that's what week 1 looks like this season in 2020. And now East Ascension with a 1st and 10, and this time Dunn, number 8, gets a shot at quarterback. And a whistle and a flag. And so they'll be pushed back a few yards deeper into their own territory. So they were at the 8-yard line, maybe the 9, so now they're inside the 5. So it's going to be 1st and 14 from the 4. The interception got out to the 8, so you need to get to the 18 for a 1st down. And so 1st and 14, and a handoff up the middle for a short gain, but effective. And that's Samuel on the handoff, and he gets about 5 yards, so that's going to bring up 2nd down and 9. We have a whistle and a injury timeout, and so one of the Northwest players is down, and so this time we will take a break. And so with our score 14-0, we'll take a break. You're watching the high school football game of the week.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
The injured Northwest Raider, number 75, Nick Valaire, and that appears to just be a cramp. And so he's walking back slowly to the sidelines, now jogging it off. And so he'll get off the field, and once that happens, they'll start the clock, and we'll be ready for 2nd down and 9 for East Ascension. Dunn, the quarterback on this series downs. And there's a handoff to Washington, and flags fly, and he's still moving forward to the 30-yard line. Determined running right there by Kendall Washington. We'll see what the flags are, though. This may be coming back. Northwest is pointing in the direction of East Ascension. Officials are going backwards. So they might be deeper in a hole right here after a nice run by Washington. And so another half the distance penalty. See the flags, 2 flags down to the 10-yard line, so must have been pretty obvious. I just missed it watching Washington and his hard running. So it's 2nd and 13 with 5 minutes left to go in the 3rd quarter. Now a quick pass, complete, and a good gain. Almost broke through and got big yardage. And so pass complete. I believe that was to Jaquel Mack, number 10. Big receiver. East Ascension's got a couple of really big targets in Mack and Chopin. Now you have 3 receivers, 2 left, 1 right, 1 back in the backfield. And that's Washington. And Washington gets the 1st down. So the drive continues. And so the chains move and the clock will continue to run, as you see. Good job getting the 1st down for being taken down by Lazard. But he gets about 4 yards. And it's 1st and 10 for the Spartans. That's a big play right there, as the Spartans can run a couple more minutes off the clock. And Washington with the handoff, short gain. And he's tackled by number 16, Jaden Fontenot. So we're going to say 2 yards. That'll bring up 2nd down and 8. Clock keeps running. Clock becoming a factor a little bit. 3:18 left to go. Northwest has only had 1 drive that threatened to score points, but an interception on just a few minutes ago ended that. 2nd down, and now we're going to go for a deep pass downfield, and he's open, and it's between 2 receivers. That's Jupiter and Mack, and it looked like, not sure which one that was intended to, but it fell harmlessly between both receivers. As you see, it's a nice pass. Got some good air under it, but you see 2 receivers in the same vicinity, and so not sure if there was a miscommunication there or what. Not sure which receiver he was throwing the ball to, but it falls incomplete. And that will stop the clock at 2:58. Still in the 3rd quarter. 2nd drive for East Ascension in the 2nd half. The 1st drive ended near midfield on a fumble. Northwest drove all the way down inside the 10, but could not score. Now on 3rd down, and the ball is loose, and it looks like East Ascension has recovered as a defender broke free. Looked like he was going to sack Dunn, but the ball comes loose. As you see the replay from 2nd down. On 3rd down, you had the blitz and the drop ball, and it was recovered by East Ascension, and so they dodge a bullet there, because if Northwest gets that ball, they're back in the red zone once again. In fact, they are saying they did recover it. Okay, he did recover it. So East Ascension back on defense, and it is in the red zone. Okay. I thought they were bringing in a punting unit for a moment, so it is recovered by Northwest. It's week 1 for the announcers, too. Now Jolivet setting up, quick pass, incomplete. And that could have been danger right there as the ball was tipped up in the air, and then it looked like there was a chance for an interception, but the ball falls harmlessly incomplete. .238. You're asking a lot of this defense here in the second half with these turnovers. Second down. Now he's looking right. Quick pass overthrown. Intended for number 6, Duplichan. And so, East Ascension defense needs to make a stand for 2 more plays. Offense for the Spartans does not look crisp here tonight, with the exception of 2 drives. They've had turnovers, have not looked sharp. Third down, Jolivet with the little dump for short gain. Not much happening there, and it's 4th down, and they may have to go for it right here. So now the ball at the 18, so it's a 1-yard gain on the pass. So big play for the Spartans. They may be able to stop them in the red zone for the second time in the last 5 minutes. Clock running down. 4 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And they did not get the play off, and they did not call a timeout. Or they're going to say that they did call a timeout from the sideline. So we'll take a short break, and we'll be right back. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
You care about your car. So do we. Donaldsonville Glass and Body has been around for over 40 years, providing unparalleled collision repairs and customer service, especially when you and your car are having the worst day ever. When you demand exceptional workmanship, call Donaldsonville Glass and Body. Free pickup for your collision repairs and get it back as good as new. It's your choice, so why not choose the best? Donaldsonville Glass and Body.
So 4th down, and Northwest, new development, they're out of timeouts. So they've had to use all their timeouts, and so far they don't have any points to show for it. The play clock ran out, but the officials ruled that they called a timeout from the sidelines before the play clock ran out. Now it's 4th down and 9, and another big play for EA's defense. Jolivet looking around. He's in trouble. Now gets away. He may run. No, he throws into the end zone. And that's picked off by Babin. And he's got some room to run to the 20, to the 25. And so Babin with the 27-yard return. Ball picked off at the end zone. And you see him right there with the nice return. I was starting to wonder if he should have just let the ball drop and for the incompletion, because I was concerned that the field position might change a little bit. They were going to get the ball to the 18, but he didn't have a nice return and actually got more yardage than they would have if the ball would have been incomplete. And so interception, 2 interceptions by the East Ascension defense, and they're still pitching the shutout. Their offense really hadn't done them any favors in the third quarter, 2 turnovers, but the defense stands up again. And now we have a pass complete, and that's Wheat at quarterback to Chopin. Chopin, just a huge target right there. And the defense has no chance, especially a small defender like number 2, Chasson. And so there's a nice pass by Wheat. Probably Wheat's nicest throw of the night. Ball to 47, 1st and 10. There's 50 seconds left to go in the third quarter. Offense, a little inconsistent so far tonight. Still breaking in 2 new quarterbacks. And this time Wheat keeps it, and he gets about 4. Nice gain, nice positive yardage right there. Clock continues to run. So you see the fake inside to Samuel, and he just dives ahead. Gets about 4, and the clock keeps running. This will be the final play of the third quarter, I believe. Play clock is not running, but there's 10 seconds left to go on the clock. And nearly some disaster. Now he rolls out. He's probably going to have to keep this. And he just dances around and loses about 4. So a high snap caused the problems right there, and the clock runs down to 0. And so the third quarter is now over. Scoreless third quarter, but East Ascension's defense rising to the occasion with 2 interceptions in the red zone. And our score remains 14-0. And so we're going to take a break as we move to the fourth quarter. 14-0 is our score. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
Pico Builder Supply, your one-stop lumberyard, provides an extensive selection of quality building supplies for your new construction and remodeling. We offer computer-aided estimating of your building and remodeling plans, as well as blueprint copies. From humble beginnings to becoming the industry leader in Gonzales and beyond, Pico proudly supports our local community because we believe in giving back to those who have had a hand in our success. Let the experts at Pico Builder Supply help you with your new project today.
Fourth quarter about to begin, and it will bring up 3rd and 10. As last couple of plays, Wheat with the keeper got 4 yards, but then a kind of a busted play on a high snap, and Wheat lost those 4 yards, dancing around trying to make something happen. And so now it's 3rd down and 10. Kind of that inconsistent pattern that I was talking about. Positive yardage, then a play kind of gets broken down. 3rd down and a fake and a sack. Oh, that's a big sack. Number 13, Delvin Poole with a big hit as he just came and there was no chance, and he got whipped down to the ground. That was a big, hard tackle. It's Northwest making a game out of this. Haven't got the points to show for it, but they controlled that third quarter. Northwest a little slow to get there, but they decide to punt. Not the best punt of the night for Tellez. And so Northwest will get decent field position, about the 35-yard line. Tellez has he's had some nice punts tonight, but that was not his nicest punt. The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, SKR Construction Corporation, and Eustis Mortgage for their support of the EA Sports Medicine program. 1st and 10 for Northwest. They've had 2 drives in the red zone so far in this second half. Both drives ended in interceptions. One by Riante Jones, one by Cale Babin. EA kind of flirting with disaster here. They're only up 14. Haven't scored since the early second quarter. Jolivet, and he is tackled for a loss. Babin on the tackle. And so Jolivet coming around, but you see Babin right there. And he wraps him up for a 1-yard loss. Defense doing a good job tonight. Really, the only time that Northwest had a sustained drive that went for a lot of yardage. They wound up, you wound up with the 2 penalties that kind of aided those drives. That's what I was trying to say. On second down, short gain again. Pass caught by Davis, and he's tackled by Jones. Also, Mitz for a 4-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 7. So big play here. Maybe thinking about 2 downs. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Joe Levette, you see a blitz coming up the middle. And that blitz coming from Ragusa and makes him throw the pass quick and short and incomplete. So you see the blitz coming up the middle. You can see that coming from a mile away. Ragusa with the blitz. No chance to complete that pass, and so it's 4th down in a punting situation again. 9:29 left to go in this game. It's been 14-0 since about the opening minute of the second quarter. EA has not really threatened on offense since then. Northwest has threatened, but the defense for the Spartans rose to the occasion. Good snap, line drive, kick. And Babin's able to take it at the 30, and he cuts to the left. He's got lots of room. He's to midfield. And a nice return down to the 45. Good field position for the Spartans. They can do something with it right here. Line drive punt, no hang time. And that really allowed Babin to get some momentum. So this drive, let's see who's coming out at quarterback. That'll be done as we expected. Basically, they've rotated. Each quarterback gets 1 drive. Last drive, it was Wheat, so this time it's done. Done from the shotgun. Snap and a handoff. Big hole, and that's Washington, and that might be 6, and it is. 20, 10, 5, no doubt about it. Touchdown, Spartans. With 9 minutes left to go, now 8:59, and the score, and that was easy right there. With his speed, they weren't going to catch him. And so beautiful run there by Kendall Washington. And so the extra point, now 20-0, and now that might be enough for EA to breathe a little bit easier, especially with inside of 9 minutes left to go in the game. Logan Kern comes in to kick the extra point. It's up. It's good. So score's now 21-0. And so we'll take a break with the score 21-0. EA on top. You're watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.
From jambalaya, pastalaya, and gumbo to daily lunch specials, Pot and Paddle Jambalaya Kitchen has Cajun dishes to satisfy your hunger. Pot and Paddle has 3 locations to serve you, including the one on Cabela's Parkway in Gonzales, Jefferson Highway near Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge, and Jubin Crossing in Denham Springs. You can dine in, carry out, or let them do the catering for an office get-together or tailgating at the big game. And don't forget about their delicious daily lunch specials. You can check out their specials and more on the web at potandpaddle.com.
$21-0, big 45-yard run by Kendall Washington, and that might be enough to hold on here. The East Ascension defense pitching the shutout, and the offense really with their first point since early in the second quarter on the long run. So that's 2 touchdowns on the night for Washington. And now our score 21-0, and Kern will kick off. His kicks have been short here, and now the Northwest backs are kind of showing that they expect it to be short here. And so they play it kind of perfectly in the ball at the 18, and now they're going to cut all the way to the right, and there's a hole for a little bit, and so some good yardage from Chasson. So Chasson gets them past the 30. Three-score lead. It's going to be hard for a team that hasn't gotten points all night. Now they have 8:45 left to go, and they need 3 touchdowns, 3 extra points just to tie it. Hasn't been easy for East Ascension, but they have been in control. The defense responded when they needed to. Now the quarterback hands off, and another loss. Big play right there. Number 84 with the tackle, Thomas Lee. Thomas Lee Jr. listed as a tight end, but playing on defense right there, and he wreaked some havoc, and a 2-yard loss. Clock beginning to be a factor. Really, Northwest not in any hurry, it looks like. 8:10 left to go. Now the handoff, and maybe back to the line of scrimmage. As you see, Jones, also number 78, with the tackle. Number 78, DeMarcus Esther, senior lineman. That's the thing about this East Ascension defense. They've got some big guys, some huge bodies, and they can just rotate them in and out and have some fresh bodies there. But we've called a lot of different names, and a lot of these guys that we see on the roster listed as tight ends and offensive linemen, and they're in that defensive line rotation. And when you can keep bringing in bodies and rotating them and putting pressure on that offensive line, it's hard to get any kind of consistency, especially when you're a smaller team in size and classification. 7 minutes left to go and a whistle. Well, really 7:03. So we have a delay. So another penalty. You'd think that a team that was down 3 scores would be a little bit more urgent than that and not getting called for delay of game penalties. But the only time that they've threatened is when East Ascension's given them the ball on the other side of the field. They're not really a threat to have a sustained drive, maybe a broken play here or there. And that's not happening. I don't understand the play calling on that series. Down 3 scores and you run 3 times up the middle, it's almost like you've given up. That play calling and a delay of game, wow. Are they throwing in the towel right now? Or just hoping and praying that East Ascension gives them a turnover? And otherwise, why bother? I'm really curious about that. 6:15 left to go in this game. And again, taking the time, clock running, 12, 11, 10 on the play clock. They are not in any hurry. They're not even, there's no urgency here. And it goes down to 1. And it's going to be a penalty because the player's running onto the field. Nice punt, even though it's a line drive, gets past Babin. This is odd. Not sure what they're thinking. EA might just decline this penalty. They are declining this penalty. And so it'll be 1st and 10. And we can take a look now, if we can, at the games for next week, now that we got a few minutes to talk. The games next week, the one EATEL game of the week that we're going to have next week is going to be Sophie B. Wright at Santa Ma. East Ascension and Dutchtown are both going to be on the road. Dutchtown going to Vanderbilt and East Ascension going to New Orleans for Warren Easton as we take a hydration break right now. We have a big game for Catholic taking on Edna Carr. That's a Thursday night game. McKinley will be taking on Estruma, and Woodlawn's going to go to Livonia. But that's the schedule for next week. And as you notice, we'll probably only be having one EATEL game of the week for football this week, as Dutchtown, East Ascension going on the road, and with a lot of COVID restrictions and things like that and limitations on the press boxes, it's going to be difficult to do a lot of road games outside of East Baton Rouge Parish and Ascension Parish this season. And so we're likely to be showing for the other game of the week, volleyball, Santa Ma versus Dutchtown is what we're planning on showing as our second game next week. We'll be out there Monday night to cover that one. So that is likely to be our second EATEL game of the week. We had originally planned on covering East Ascension versus Warren Easton. That game was originally supposed to be set for East Ascension, but they moved it to New Orleans after they started allowing teams to play again in Orleans Parish. So that's what's happening next week. First down and a handoff up the middle and good yardage. And really, I think you're just going to see both teams just kind of playing it out right here. That's Johnson on the carry. Keandre Johnson gets good yardage. That's about 8 yards. As we're inside of 6 minutes, inside of 5.5 minutes. Northwest doesn't have any timeouts, so this is the time where East Ascension, right as I'm about to say, if they can get a couple of first downs, they could end this game. You have a broken play and the quarterback gets dropped for a loss. As Wheat fakes it to the back and then is just kind of left out to dry. So now it's going to be 3rd and about 7. You can definitely tell this is a week 1 matchup. There's been some sloppiness and some lack of communication on both sides. But East Ascension's been comfortably ahead most of the night. And on 3rd down, it's a first down. Carry made by Devion Johnson. So good enough for a first down, and the chains should move and the clock should continue to run. 4 minutes approximately left in this game. So we might be in a situation where one more first down could end it. We will see. So then a pass, and now that'll stop the clock. Chopin couldn't come up with, the pass was high. So the pass from Dunn to Chopin falls incomplete. Stops the clock at 3:43. A lot of new names in the game right now. Keandre Johnson's in at the fullback position. He's been in and out here tonight. 2nd down, there's Washington. Excuse me, that's not Washington, that's Johnson. Devion Johnson. So Devion Johnson gets him near midfield. Nice running. He's had a couple of nice runs here. He's got good balance and was able to stay upright and get a few extra yards. So now the ball at the 49 with 3:13 left to go. Whistle and a timeout called by East Ascension. And so with that, we'll take one more break. And we'll be right back. 21-0 is our score. You're watching the EATEL High School football game of the week.
The athletic training staff of East Ascension High School would like to thank
Eustace Mortgage,
SKR Construction Corporation, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic Foundation, Pico Builder Supply, Donaldsonville Glass and Body for their support of the EA Sports Medicine Program.
So timeout called by East Ascension after the long first down run by Devion Johnson. So now with the clock at 3:10, we're in a position where maybe one more first down will end this game for East Ascension and they can take a knee. So there's a first down carry. End around, and will he stay in bounds? Nearly a face mask. Now the the receiver cutting all the way across the field. He may run out the clock just by himself. And after all that running, he probably ran about 45 yards as Goodlow on the carry. Goodlow runs about 45 yards and gets about 7. And did he stay in bounds? He may have. Did they stop the clock? No, they did not. So clock is still running with 2.5 minutes left. I thought he was going to run out the clock on that play right there. And so 20 seconds left on the play clock, 2:20 left to go. And now the clock is stopped. Okay, now both clocks are running. So we're going to say 6 yards, 2nd and 4. And there's a handoff, and there's a first down again by Johnson. And he nearly got a lot more. He did get a lot of yardage there, running down to the 30-yard line. I've been impressed with him. He shows some good balance and some good presence, and is able to find the hole and bust right through it. So that's going to be another first down, and now I think you're going to see possibly them taking a knee, as that ought to do it. Northwest has no more timeouts, and they are just going to hand it off. Keandre Johnson. .112 left to go. And so East Ascension is going to move on to a 1-0 record, as they have a really tough game next week against Warren Easton. And that's going to be in New Orleans. There was a lot of talk about whether that would be here or there. It was originally scheduled for Warren Easton to be the home team, but with all the COVID problems in Orleans Parish and all the restrictions on games and fans and all that type of stuff, they did finally decide to move it to New Orleans. And that's going to be the end of this game. So that's going to be their opponent next week. As for the game this week, 21-0 is going to be our final score. 20 seconds left to go, but they're just kind of wrapping it up and probably just head to the locker rooms, as you can't really shake hands during this time. So that's going to be the final score as the clock is going to run out. And so our final score, East Ascension 21, Northwest 0. It was not pretty at times, but East Ascension did enough and had a good enough ground game to win this thing. And the defense rose to the occasion, had 2 key interceptions in the end zone, or in the red zone for sure, near the end zone. And that was enough to win it. And so East Ascension, they'll take the win and move on next week to take on Warren Easton. And so that'll do it for our broadcast here tonight. Our final score, 21-0. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next week. You've been watching the EATEL High School Football Game of the Week.